Nicholas, here we are again doing a video lesson. I have 3 goals for this lesson, and I'll probably try to put them into 3 different videos. I think that might be the easiest. One of the things I'd like to do is stretch you a little bit with your keyboard skills. We haven't really checked on those for a while, and so the second video I'm going to make is going to be with the cubes, and we are going to roll the cubes, and you're going to work on keyboard skills in the different keys that come up. I'm also going to make another one on the theory. There's one more thing at the end of the theory book that I'd like you to work on, and it's more of it's not like analyzing chords and stuff like we did the last time. This is looking at the sonata allegro form and seeing if you can find different parts of that in a sample that they've given you. So it's going to feel more like doing a workbook exercise. But I think it'll be really good for you. We've talked about the sonata allegro form and pieces that you've worked on, and so I think it'd be nice for you to try to apply that during this exercise. And then as far as music, I don't know that we're necessarily ready to jump in today in something new to play, but my idea was that I'd like to get you listening to some things. Particularly, I've decided that maybe some works by Debussy, because you did really well with the Clair de Lune. You seem to enjoy that. And there are some moderate pieces that you could start one and pick something that's still impressionistic but maybe not quite the same style as the Clair de Lune. So I have a book that has a lot of his famous pieces in it, which you are welcome to work out of. And today what I'd like to do is I'm going to show you this table of contents and show you some of the pieces that I would like you to see if you could go find on the internet. So part of your assignment for this lesson is to do some listening. If we were together, we would do listening. Either I'd try to play some of the excerpts, or I would find on YouTube for you something to listen to. So the pieces that I think you could really enjoy, and I'd enjoy working on with you, because these couple that I was going to suggest I have not worked on with anyone yet, so you could be the first one. So let me turn the camera around, and I'm going to show you the table of contents. That way you can see the titles, and if you need to write some things down or you need to just push pause and go search for it on your phone, you can do that too, or on your laptop, whatever you're using. So one of the pieces that's not too difficult that I think you could enjoy, is kind of in the same style as the Clair de Lune, is this Reverie. So it's a nice, quiet, meditative kind of piece, which is kind of what Reverie really is, right? Stopping, thinking. You could actually look up the definition if you don't already know it. You also, I'm going to skip down here to that. You might want to go and listen to this whole children's corner, the suite for piano. Some of these you might already recognize, but The Little Shepherd is very attainable. It's in the book that I did it out of, I think it was only a 1-page piece, so it's not very hard, but this is kind of nice just for listening. I don't know, Dr. Gradus is probably the most, besides the Gollywog, which that's just a totally different style, and I would probably suggest that we don't do that one, just because I think you like the other type of pieces a little bit better of his work. But it would be good to listen to all of it, just so that you are familiar with it. You can say you've heard it. You can kind of listen for some of the stylistic elements that we've seen in other impressionistic music. You might even want to see if you can find out, why did he write that? Why did he put something... This looks like it's about an elephant. You know, did he write this for a particular child? So it might be interesting to do a little bit of research to figure that out. The other piece that I think you could really enjoy that's totally different is this Sunken Cathedral. And this is actually part of his preludes, and very definitely tells a story of a sunken cathedral that comes out of the water and goes back down. And Joel played this, my son Joel played this, and really enjoyed it. This would be a little bit more of a challenge, but it's a super cool piece. So those are the ones I would suggest. The arabesques are famous, but I don't know that if you've played the Clair de Lune, I don't know that I've played the number 1. I haven't played the number 2. And the Girl with Flaxen Hair is also a really famous piece of his, but I'm steering away from that again because I think it would be nice for you to experience some of these ones that aren't as well known to just the general listener, like the Girl with the Flaxen Hair and the Clair de Lune, but to pianists these are important pieces to know of. So I definitely would like you to listen to all of these, and then we can have a conversation about them when you come back. We could take a look at the music if you haven't already gone on the internet and looked for some, because I know sometimes you go to those sites where they're free and you can print it out, and that's okay too. But I'd like to see us start one of these. Again, not necessarily getting you ready to perform, but I'd like you to experience that impressionistic music just a little bit more. As far as other things you're working on, I think I would like you to keep pressing on the Bach fugue that you're doing, because that was coming together really nicely the last time we were together. And the Mendelssohn, because I'd like to hear that. I haven't heard that for quite a while, and I'd like to hear a playthrough of that just to see where you are with it next time we're together. So that should give you a few things to work on, and I'd like you to give me some feedback on these WC pieces. So don't come to your next lesson without feedback. If you want to, type me a text as soon as you watch it to give me the feedback instead of having to try to remember it to come and tell me the next time. I'm okay with that too. You are always welcome to text me that kind of information. So hopefully that part of the lesson is clear. I'm going to go ahead and make the next video, which is going to be the keyboard skills with the dice, and then we'll finish with the theory.